All right, my name is Jeffrey Love. I attended Alabama A&M University. I graduated in May of 2006. I received the Alabama Society of CPA scholarship my senior year of college. I'm from Huntsville, Alabama.
What made you choose accounting as a career?
Well, I was kind of undecided. I knew that I wanted to be in Atlanta. I wanted to go to Morehouse, but I didn't really know what I wanted my major to be. So I started saying, well, I'll major in math because that was always my best subject. I did that for about a semester, realized that math really wasn't my passion. I liked math, but I didn't really like the career that it was going to lead me to. So I kind of last minute decided, I don't want to do math. I'm going to switch schools. I'm going to stay in Huntsville because it'll be free because my mother works at A&M. And that's kind of how I switched from math. But at first I decided to go engineering. I took one class and realized that really wasn't for me either. So I kind of just sat there and thought about it and tried to think about what it is that I like to do. And at the time I didn't know a whole lot about accounting, but my mother, she works in accounting, and I figured that, I like to balance checkbooks and I kind of want to stay in the math realm, and I feel like I have analytical skills, so that's how I kind of chose accounting.
Did the scholarship make a difference?
Because I transferred to A&M, I didn't have to worry about tuition, but there were still other fees, like the books and things like that. And getting that scholarship just allowed me to be able to focus more on my actual academics as opposed to having to worry about how am I going to pay for this or pay for that. And I didn't have to get a job while I was in school.
What happened after graduation?
Well, immediately after graduation, I attended UAB. I always had the hopes of getting my CPA, and now they have a 150-hour requirement. So I decided that I was going to go to UAB, which was about a year program. I got a master's of accounting, and after that I went on to work for PricewaterhouseCoopers. I first got that internship my summer of my sophomore year at A&M.
So you had a relationship with them already?
I did. I kind of, right when I first switched over to accounting, I got close with the dean at the time, the dean of the School of Business, Dr. Barbara Jones, and she was actually teaching a class, and I went to her and I told her, I'm going to major in accounting and I think I want my CPA. What do I need to do? And she told me that, well, you probably would need to go to a public accounting firm because they can kind of help you get on track passing the exam. So then she called me back a couple months later and said, I have somebody I want you to meet. And she introduced me to a lady that was the coordinator for Inroads. And she said, I think I have a job for you. So they set me up with the interview for PwC, and the rest is history. That was the summer of my sophomore year when I got there.
So what's your specialization at PwC?
I work in the auditing division. So right now I'm an experienced associate in audit.
And what kinds of entities do you audit?
In bigger offices you kind of get more specialized, but in the Birmingham office we're kind of small. You kind of get into a lot of different areas. Right now I'm working with an investment management company, but I've also worked in insurance. I've audited education. I've worked on a couple universities, so a wide range of entities.
How soon after graduation or getting your master's did you sit for the exam?
I sat for the exam. I graduated from UAB in August of 2007, and I immediately started sitting for the exam. I studied for the exam using the Becker software because PwC and most of the big four public accounting firms, they pay for you to take that prep course. So I started immediately after graduation while it was still fresh.
Now you took the new version, the electronic version where you had to go through Prometrics. How did that process work? How comfortable were you with the testing arrangements?
Yeah, I was very comfortable. I really, after taking it in the new way, I can't even imagine how they took it before, trying to study for all four parts at one time. Since they break it up the way they do, it makes it a lot easier for you to study for it. I was able to pass each section on my first try, so I think that breaking it up like that really allowed me just to focus on one specific area, and that really helped me pass that exam.
What kind of advice would you give to people who are looking at taking it right now?
The first thing I would say is not to be too nervous, because a lot of times if you're too nervous going into the exam, it can really mess you up while you're in there. Definitely don't go in there though without having the proper amount of preparation, because this is not a test that you can just cram for and you can just go in and pass. I would also suggest that you probably take some type of prep course, because school is good, but sometimes you can't really cover everything. It's better to take one of those prep courses where they kind of focus on the material that's going to be on the test.
Now, of course, you're a full CPA. You're a member of the Alabama Society of CPAs. Why did you choose to become a member, and what has that membership meant to you?
Well, I chose to become a member of the the Alabama Society of CPAs? Well, first because I remember what they did for me with the scholarship, because as I said earlier, that really helped me out and to not have to really worry about focusing on, working while I was in school. I was able to just focus on graduating and, setting my goal. Another reason why I decided to join is because so I can kind of stay involved and know what's going on with other CPAs in the area. I feel like the Alabama Society of CPAs is a good way for me to interact with other professionals and also young professionals that have kind of like-minded with the same goals.
What's been the biggest surprise as your career has developed?
Man, I would guess the biggest surprise so far has just been how much you learn so quick. I feel like I'm in a fast-paced environment where you're kind of thrown to the wolves, but they wouldn't throw you out there if they didn't think that you had what it takes to succeed. So I do feel like I've learned so much. I've started in September of 2007, and here we are now, and it's, March of 2010. I feel like I've learned so much from then when I started, and I know that it's just going to keep going.
I always say to kids who go into audit that here you are 23, you graduated from college, and you get to go your first week, second week on the job and do an engagement with a CFO of some other company or CEO.
Oh yeah.
To me, that's huge.
Oh yeah, you don't get that in many fields. To be this young and to have so much responsibility and get to meet the people and network with the people that you meet is amazing.
What's the next goal on your horizon? What's down the road?
Hopefully, come July, I'll be a senior associate. That's what's next for me, hopefully.
Do you want to do work in some other part of the country? Are you looking at some international options?
But right now, I haven't really considered working internationally. I might be open to that in the future.